Welcome back to another episode of After the Bell podcast.
Still here.
Still here, still kicking goals, still taking names.
Kicking goals and taking names.
Yeah, I don't. I have a phobia of putting my foot on asses, so I refuse to kick asses.
Fair enough.
Like I'll stomp heads, but you know that's your
pride rules. Jesus.
And old school.
Yeah, I hear you.
So we're here in the wake of UFC 228, Tyrone Woodley
versus Darren Till.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore. It's not. But man, I didn't think this card was gonna deliver, and it did. It really did. We've had like 3 solid UFC cards in a row now. This has been it's been a real treat because we know it's not going to last. But
no.
And I just want to go on the record right now, while everyone's listening, and I just say we had 3 women's fights on the card. They were all worthy of being there.
I only saw 2 of them, and one of them told me that somebody needs to not be there anymore.
Man, Esparza's been looking good in her last fights.
Yeah, but again,
man, she just got like that. Just shows you how dominant Suarez
I don't know
was.
about looking good. I think like looking relatively good to how she used to.
As a good gatekeeper, like a real solid gatekeeper, she's got levels everywhere, and she's got good endurability, and she's got good cardio.
Mm.
What she don't have is...
Man, she's definitely got durability.
She does not have Suarez level of wrestling.
Sure. I didn't see the first one. I heard it was good.
It's probably the best fight between women that I've ever seen.
Okay.
Like there's you get invested watching the fight, and you're just like, oh come on, and it won fight of the night, and on a card that had so many good finishes.
Mm.
I myself would have gone with 4 performance bonuses.
Given out 4 performance bonuses. I might have given out like 6 performance bonuses.
Yeah, even that. Yeah. But I'm feel like if they have to give it to anybody, then they gave it to the right fight.
I don't know. Well, I'll think about that as we go through it, and I'll probably end up disagreeing. But let's see. Let's start top in the wreckage of the Darren Till hype train.
Yeah. But no.
God himself apparently opened the heavens and to remind everybody that he has chosen Tyrone Woodley.
He's the chosen one.
And he kicked that train straight off the fucking tracks into the dirt, man.
And he did what a lot of people thought he would do, which was just be way too good for Darren Till. Don't get me wrong, I love Darren Till, and it's been great watching him, and he's good enough to beat a lot of guys. Mm. He ain't at Tyrone Woodley's level.
Well, that fight might have raised the question of like who is at Tyrone Woodley's level.
Well, and yeah, I think that's the real question here, and like a lot of people talking, greatest welterweight of all time.
I think he's the best. Like I don't like skill wise. Like everyone's talking about like is GSP going to come back, and it's like he might.
But not a welterweight.
Not a welterweight, yeah. He'll go down to 55, he'll go up to 85, he'll go to heavyweight, he'll have a fucking karate match with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.
Nobody wants a piece of Woodley.
Yeah, he's and certainly not St. Pierre. St. Pierre has no fucking interest in that.
And like, who's the other person in the story? Who's the only other person you could consider to be on that level?
Money-wise, Connor.
No, in welterweight.
Oh, Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
And no.
It's like if you put either GSP or Matt Hughes in with Tyrone Woodley and everybody's at their prime, who wins?
Yeah, but that's, again, like, that's a different discussion than greatest. Like, St. Pierre's accomplishments are what makes him the greatest.
Well, and, like, he paved the road for so many people.
Yeah, and that's where Hughes is in the discussion. He's a real pioneer.
Just opened the doorway.
Yeah. But in terms of, like, straight-out talent, it's Woodley. There's no doubt about that. But he's on the path. If he stays at welterweight and he keeps, I mean, if he turns around quick and fights Colby, I don't see how Colby wins that fight.
And then what, Usman after that?
Maybe. And this is what St. Pierre did though. Like some people might be like, well, they are big money fights. Like, man, St. Pierre just turned back dudes. Yeah. So bring me another mate. I'll fuck him up too. And Tyron's not doing it the GSP way. I mean, yeah, you had to have a couple of like cagey battles. Everyone forgets the first fight with Wonderboy was fight of the night.
No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Like I watched that in preparation for this card.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I picked the right fight to watch.
Yeah.
Because it's like you get to the end, you're like, who won? You're like, man, who cares?
Tyrone.
But it was awesome.
But yeah, I thought he would win. Like we talked about it, and I strongly picked it in the end. Where I was like, man, I think he's going to win early.
Did you think he was going to get his jiu-jitsu black belt?
No, not only that.
By sinking a Das choke?
I just didn't think it was going to be 74-1, which that was the strike count at the end of the fight.
Well, I think
74-1.
Till kind of got stuck in that pattern that he had against Wonderboy, like trying to feel him out, and it's just, man, you're in a fight now, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's 5 rounds, so you got to pace yourself a bit, and okay, you're probably a little bit depleted from your weight cut, but
maybe in the first round, but like the second round, he steps in, and just that's the first time he steps in, and what does he get for it? A knuckle sandwich. And just eats the mat. Like that was another stat I was looking at, not just 74-1, right? But one pass attempt by Tyron Woodley.
That's all we needed.
Successful. One submission attempt by Tyron Woodley. Successful. One knockdown, like 74-1 significance. It's just.
Did you think he was gonna hit that Das when you first saw him like trying? He got his fingers through on his elbow.
Well, that was initially what I was looking at. I was like, oh, he wants it up on the bicep, and then he just kind of like drops it to the ground, and then I'm like, oh.
Like,
he's
going for it.
What I liked about it too, because I was humming and hawing, where I was like, oh, he kind of blew himself out a little bit against Wonderboy going for that guillotine, and to have the confidence, number one, to be like, no,
got enough here.
I got it. Like it's like, oh, but what about that time it didn't work? Like, yeah, it'll work this time. And then obviously to just drop that squeeze on him, like, you ain't going nowhere, son.
Yeah, that's it. And tap.
Very, very impressive.
And yet not the best submission of the night. Not the second best submission of the night.
No, probably not. But man, there is talk that he's going to fight Colby at MSG.
Woodley is. And I'll be into it. And like Woodley's sort of all gone from this position suddenly where, in terms of like being a draw or whatever, he was a bit of a meh. But now he's a thing again.
Well, again, that's the weird thing though as well, where it's like you talk about the draw. Like Dana was talking before the fight about how it's like he's got a great physique. He's a powerful fighter, but every time he opens his mouth, he like shoots himself in the foot, and he's like, fans don't like Tyron Woodley. I'm like, man, I heard an arena full of 20,000 people chanting USA. In the midst of that ass whipping. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure they weren't chanting for Darren Till.
No, they weren't. It was good to see. I like that from the American crowd.
Yeah, get behind the guy, especially this guy in particular. But yeah, so it's weird. They certainly need to promote him a little better.
He's like in terms of promoting, like he does enough on his own.
Oh yeah, releasing his single, "I Beat Your Ass."
Man, he's like. Got a podcast, he's on a panel, like he does.
He's on like a TMZ show.
He does stuff, man.
He's on the Fox show.
You can see he's been developing his verbal skills as well.
He was in Straight Outta Compton.
Well, that's obviously what he wants to do, just be a movie star.
Yeah, as we all do. I don't think, like I said, it wasn't a massive part, but he popped up in it. He's done like a bit of stunt work as well and shit, I think.
Yeah, he's been talking about movies. Mm-hmm. That's what he wants to do.
Oh, yeah.
But he's also, the baddest man at 170, without question.
Yeah, he could be a modern day Wesley Snipes. I believe that shit.
Imagine like Robert Whittaker just being like, yeah, glad I moved up and got this belt.
So right here's mine. Keep your superhuman fucking athletes away from me.
He's like, yeah, you got to beat Romero. Oh shit!
Again? In terms of Till, I don't know where you send Darren Till from here.
Man, I want to see him at middleweight. I think at middleweight he's a killer. I really do. And I think the middleweight, we had like Jeff Neal, which we'll talk about a bit later. He sort of opened the door a bit for some prospects now where it's like, hey, man, there's openings here. If you've got some skills. Like, look at KG. He's not...
Whit was the welterweight, obviously. But, I don't know. Who would you chuck him in there with then?
At middleweight? Oh... Costa?
How about Uriah Hall?
Man, Hall's a better fight, but it's like, man, if you've like the way Darren Till, I'm the greatest fighter. Like he's, all right, man, go fight fucking Costa at middleweight.
How does it feel not being the bigger man?
Because like when they close that cage on you, it's going to be real hard for you to think I'm the greatest fighter, even if you're better than him, even if you beat him, you're not going to feel secure in the knowledge.
Man, I want to see Costa versus Stylebender. Starbender's got to get through Derek Brunson first.
But yeah, like middleweight's happening now, man. So and like I don't think he would sort of slot into the top 5 in middleweight. I think he's sort of got to look sort of 5 to 15. Like, man, there's an entry point.
You're coming off a loss. You're coming off a pretty bad loss. You got clanged. Like, just, man.
Who's the cowboy of middleweight?
Oh, man, it could be Uriah Hall.
Man, it could be.
Scrappy. He's got some flashy moves. He's probably going to lose, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
But yeah, great main event. Very, very impressive by the welterweight champ.
Yeah, we are 100% on board with the champion.
Yeah.
He is the champion.
On the train. Co-main event. Andrade.
Man, I'm going to be honest. I still haven't seen this fight.
Oof.
Man,
that's not.
I thought I'd be able to catch the end of this fight. I had to go for a drive and pick up some stuff and come back.
Oh,
and I got back and I was like, "No, the fight hasn't started yet."
No,
man, that's good.
No.
And then, 20 minutes later, when Woodley and Till finally came out, I was like, "Yeah, I think I missed a fight."
I might have missed out.
Man, I've seen the GIF.
Oh, so you've seen the KO?
Yeah.
It's horrific, isn't it?
And you just like, beast. Like, that's not.
I just feel bad for Carolina.
I don't think of Andrade as having hands like that, but like I know she's like heavy and she's like.
See what they're calling her on Twitter?
No.
Wandrade.
What?
Like Vandalay.
Oh, yeah.
Wandrade.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit like that.
Man, that is how she fights. Just, I'm going to walk at you and throw heat.
I thought she was just going to try and double leg her and just hold her to the mat.
And eat the punches. Eat all the punches.
Yeah, so
she's very hittable.
My Andrade by decision tip didn't hit.
No, she was in a rush.
Neither did my Woodley by decision.
I tried to tell you.
Yeah, I tried to tell me too.
I think I had Andrade by decision just because I figured I didn't think she was that violent.
Well, I've seen Kovalkiewicz endure.
Well, that's the other thing.
beatings.
She's durable, but like it was a combination of that. Like Kovalkiewicz is durable. I don't think Andrade is like a miniature Terminator. Fight begins. Oh my God, she's a miniature Terminator.
Oh, Rose, you're in trouble. Man, the thing that I thought funniest about that, we might be jumping a fight here briefly, but I just want to talk about the Suarez fight where Joe Rogan's doing the commentary and like they're saying, like she's going to jump the queue for the shot at the belt. Like this is just dominant. And then it's like, oh yeah, this is the number one contender right here.
I think even as they were walking out, I think they might have said, well, after that Suarez fight, you really want to do something impressive here if you're one of these ladies. Like something akin to that. It's just like blat. Man, how's that? Good enough? Yeah, that's good enough. You get
the huge favourite just mauled a fighter who we all think's pretty damn decent. That's what happened.
She's pretty decent.
Well,
she's pretty decent.
She's pretty decent.
She's got to win over the champ. She's pretty decent.
It's a good fight to watch. I've seen that fight. It was good.
It was alright.
If anything, it exposes Rose, where you're just like, yeah, Andrade's going to kill you. These people who are like, oh, Rose is going to tap her out. I don't agree. I think if
maybe
if Andrade gets in there with Rose, that Rose loses her belt.
Maybe. I don't know. She's going to get the shot. That's going to happen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about women's fighting.
Yeah, and it's so unpredictable. And but this week it was exactly predictable.
It went very much the way. Even if you asked Valentina Shevchenko, she'd just be like, "Yeah, I told you
she wasn't going to fight me."
Yeah. So
I'm telling you for a year.
Pretty much as expected. Man, Zabit Magomed Sharipov goes out there.
And this was like.
Has a bit of a showcase.
This fight's been getting a little bit more criticism than I anticipated. And, like, I think the main reason for it is something we talked about last week, which is he's patient. Those Russian guys are patient. He's not going to try and force it. He's just going to wait for it. And that's exactly what he did. And he finished Brandon Davis with one of the weirdest things you can see that you looking at it that it hurts.
Well, that's the
you
funny
go,
thing.
ooh.
His was almost like more textbook. It felt like the beats was like, I've got your back. I'm going to grab the leg. I'm going to pin it to my head. I'm going to roll through. Got your leg.
Yeah, I'm going to hook your other leg with my leg.
Yeah, even the way like when he had it, how like Brandon Davis was like, I can hang on here, and Zabit was like, oh, okay, a little bit more.
Just squeeze.
A little bit more. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's enough. Whereas when we obviously we'll talk about Aljo's fight a little later, but that went a little bit differently, that knee bar. But I thought he looked fine.
Yeah.
I thought it was a showcase fight. He goes out there, he moves around, gets a bit of time. Eventually steps it up in the second round, tunes him up.
There's people out there scored the first round for Davis.
Oh, as you should.
Which is right. But it's like, that's... Like, if you think Zabit's a guy who's going to come out there and try and win all 3 rounds, I don't think you've taken his measure correctly. He's going to try and win. And he doesn't care about rounds.
Well, I think he's got to be careful because he did give away the first round, and a more like a Kyle Bochniak.
He'd be looking at that going, I can beat you. I know how to beat you now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I said, a guy like Bochniak, who's not a title contending guy, could be like, man, you take a round off against me, pal, and like you're going to be in trouble because I will make you work for those last 10 minutes. And you're going to have to win them. And since Zabit will be like, well, I'll probably win them. Again, you make it 25, and I think his stock goes up even more. He doesn't strike me as a guy who's going to get tired.
Yep.
But I was impressed. I was like, yeah, this is about what I thought.
And this is a guy who knows how to hurt you.
Yep, knows how to transition into every style of fighting very easily.
His kicks are great. His punches are like good and long and straight.
Distance management is good. His wrestling is very good.
Like chain wrestling, his moves to submissions. Like he's always looking for something.
It's all good. It's all like very good.
If you like took him down, you'd just be thinking, oh, what's he trying now? He's like, you took me down.
And then called out Chad Mendes.
And then I think Chad's got a real shot.
Yeah, I think this could be too much too soon.
Yeah.
I would rather him take something a little in between.
No, I'm ready. I think I want to see what, because if he fights a guy like Chad Mendes and sort of that like relaxed, almost casual style he's got, it's gonna bring out the best in him. You know, he's gonna rise to the level of his opposition.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, like, don't you think maybe it's a good idea to give him something in between Brandon Davis and Chad Mendes?
Yeah, it's a bit of a jump. It is.
I'm not saying anything insane here. Let's just what's touchy-feely doing?
You don't want none of that.
No, I know he doesn't. What's Dennis Bermudez doing?
Yeah, he'd probably give it a go.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. He's a tough guy. But you're running it in your head too, and you're like,
he loses.
Fuck.
You're gonna clinch him up. He's gonna wrap you up somehow, and then you'll tap his arm.
Whatever it might be, I think that might be a better idea. Like in the wake of Darren Till, maybe we just need to slow down and realise it's not everybody's Connor.
There is only one Connor.
Indeed.
And he might fight again.
He should be fighting again, hopefully. But yeah, good stuff from Zabit. And look, if he fights Chad Mendes, obviously we're all into it. So
yeah, Mendes looked real good in his comeback fight.
Did look very strong against the Fury. Jimmy Rivera beats John Dodson via unanimous decision. This fight sucked.
It was boring. It got promoted to the main card, and then
John Dodson just didn't look into it, right?
And then at the end of the fight, it was like, maybe this wasn't a fight to go on the main card.
Well, it's just John Dodson to me just didn't seem like he was that in it. Like from the jump, he was just kind of like, oh yeah, I'm out here trying. Like I don't want to get knocked out, but.
And I didn't think Jimmy looked.
He looked a little cautious, but considering he got fucking flatlined 2 months ago, that's not shocking to me.
Yeah. But even I feel like, that's kind of more his style now. He's becoming a Rafael Assunção, dare I say it.
Calm down.
Dare I say it.
One fight of being fucking killed, and he's a little bit cautious. And again, against probably the quickest bantamweight there is too. So I'm not hating on Jimmy Rivera. I felt like that's about as much as he could have asked for. He didn't get fucked up.
It's exactly as expected.
Keeps him in the top of the division.
And Rivera by decision was my tip.
Man, I had Johnny Dodson.
Yeah, I had Sharapov by submission in round 2, just quietly. It was a beat.
Oh, Magomed Sharapov.
Man, I'm shortening
I'm with you. I'm caught up. Maybe go with Zabit next time.
Yeah, sorry. It's Zabit. If anybody needs to know, it's just Zabit.
Card kicks off with my man Abdul Razak Al Hazan.
And Nico paid the price.
And Nico did pay the price. Nico Price talking pre-fight about someone's going to sleep.
Someone went to sleep.
Somebody went to sleep.
I didn't think it was going to be this much of a mismatch.
Man, again, for whatever reason, Nico Price's pre-fight package sold me completely on Al Hassan. Where by the time Nico was walking out, like slapping hands, I was just like, this guy's fucked. He's so fucked. This other guy's going to kill him.
In 2 minutes. This fight is going to be 2 minutes.
43 seconds. Quickest one on the card, I believe. My only other note is Al Hassan is pretty good.
I don't think he's that good.
He's pretty good.
His striking, though, is of a level that if you think you can, like, feel him out, you're going to wear some bombs. Like, that dude is going to smash you.
Well, I just think you got to give him something good now. He just fucked up Nico Price.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting to see what a guy like this' ceiling is, because if he's good, like everywhere else, it's like, how do you fight him? You just have to, like, run and try and grab him, do like just pull him into your guard and go for the Ezekiel choke. I've seen this work.
Man, Alexei Oleinik's going to be trying that this week.
Oh man, that's something we'll talk about a bit later too. So then we had Suarez winning the decision.
Yeah, we talked about that a bit. She did not win a decision. She won via
very late
TKO.
Yeah. It was just pure dominance.
Via accumulation.
You feel bad for Carla, like former champion. She hasn't looked terrible.
Man, but like that fight showed you all the limitations she has as a fighter.
Well, as a wrestler.
As a fighter. Because it's
maybe
everywhere.
That too.
Well, it's everywhere. Because she had nothing on the feet. She had nothing like off her back. Obviously, she lost all the wrestling exchanges, and she is a wrestler. And you're just like, oh man. You're like, if there's more girls like this, you're in trouble. I don't think there are too many like Suarez at the moment.
She just seems huge.
Apparently, I was listening to a thing earlier. She was like Olympic level in wrestling, and then like got cancer or some shit, so couldn't go to the Olympics.
And got angry.
And now it's doing Now it's like, oh, I'll just beat the shit out of bitches instead. So yeah, man, she looked real good. People are calling for her versus Joanna or her versus Claudia.
Her versus Joanna that's the fight.
Man, Gaddafi is fine too. Either or.
But man, it's at least it's something interesting there as well. Like,
yeah, I'm all for it.
There's stuff going on in that division.
I'm all for it.
So as far as
it's the best women's division.
Yeah.
By quite some way.
So then this is probably my proudest moment of the card, which was
Cody Stamann.
Getting his Cummins, getting his what was Cummins to him.
Look, let's be fair. The first round I give to Aljo. It's like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's a good round.
Yeah.
It's a competitive round. Cody Stamann's in that fight.
Man, I told you, like, I went back and watched tape on this guy. He's better than I thought, but he's still no good enough.
Yeah, I agreed with you. Second round, Aljo takes him down, gets his back, puts him in the full Nelson, as Aljo is known to do.
So cool.
He likes putting people in the full Nelson.
The look on Cody's face when he's just like, oh, I just have to let this happen. Oh, shit.
Am I in a full Nelson? Eventually, from the back, reaches over, grabs the leg.
Insta-tap.
And then, I wouldn't... Like, they called it Aljo's a knee bar. It was just more like a knee twist. It looked like, to me, like he extended it and then kind of collapsed with it as he was stretching it. So his knee just sort of bent in. Yeah, that's what it looked like. You could see Stamann was not jumping up, being like, oh, it's a bit sore. He was like, it's help.
It's fucked.
Yeah, and it wasn't like like Aljo held on or anything. It was just the way he applied that submission was
Yeah.
done.
That's it.
Like there's no moment to give up. It's just like, no, I'm just going to put on this and it's going to be over once I've put it on. So yeah, savage. And yeah, obviously 2 back take knee bars in one card.
Yeah, crazy.
Ridiculous.
Whose was better?
Man, again, I felt like Zabit's looked a little bit more clean.
Yeah, me too.
But Aljo's was more vicious.
Man, there's a photo of the Zabit one, and from like a distance, you just like when you first look at it, you're like, "What the fuck? What is that? What am I looking at there?" And you look at it and you see, that's a dude. Oh, he's got his that
hurts.
Yeah. What is that?
So if you're asking me like which would I like if I was fighting for my life, which one of those knee bars would I like to apply to the man I'm fighting? The first one, because
the Sterling one.
Yeah,
because he's just like cranking.
Yeah, because then he's not getting up. It's
over.
Yeah, I just ripped your leg off, buddy. But yeah, very impressive. He called out Dominic Cruz. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
I assume Cruz is probably going to get a title shot.
Look, and for all my Sterling beat Stamen, I don't think Sterling's a stellar fighter. He's real good.
Man,
but I can still see holes in his game.
We're living in this place where we're like, is he going to get better? He's still young enough where he could get better.
I think he is getting better,
but to a point where
slowly
it matters. Yeah, it's got to be like a significant jump.
And I don't think we're seeing that. But it's interesting because even if he can just kind of keep this progression going, he's already so high now that he can't be that far away.
Yeah, look, they'll probably, like I said, they'll give him someone decent. I don't know who. Like I said, I doubt it's Cruz. Cody, maybe. Then my next fight, again, I don't know what the order is necessarily.
The next fight was Neil.
Neil versus Camacho, yeah, okay. My first note is just fuck.
Man, here's a middleweight for you.
This was watching a pasting.
Man, does this guy look like a thing? It's like, yeah, man, I'm watching this guy fight.
Oof.
Man, that head kick, it's just... He throws it naked too.
Yeah, because he's throwing it at a man who's basically unconscious. Frank Camacho is not like, all right, make sure you keep your hand up. Got to step in with my jab. Probably getting hit a bit too much in this fight. No, he is just in there's a haze, and in that haze I can see a figure, and my brain is telling me to hit that cunt.
Just gonna whack.
It just, he got lights outed. I don't think Jeff Neal got any money. Man, somebody give that man some money for that. That was picturesque.
Yeah, because who got it? Woodley and Andrade?
Woodley, Andrade, yeah. So Aljo didn't get a bonus. Zabit didn't get a bonus. Jeff Neal didn't get a bonus. Shit, Suarez. How does Suarez not get a bonus? How does Abdul Razak Al Hassan not get a bonus? What'd you do? Man, I killed him in 40 seconds. What more do you want?
Yeah.
He came at me, blat, and that was it.
He went down. Everybody knew I'd won. Yeah. The crowd went nuts.
But yeah, so good win for Neil. I guess we'll see what his next matchup is.
We have to give him not an old guy now. Give him another, maybe a prospect who's supposedly on his levels, and we'll see who's who.
Yeah, it's hard for me to keep him straight at middleweight, but I'm sure there's someone there.
Yeah, there'll be someone there.
Eric Anders. Neil versus Anders, that's probably too big.
Man,
what about the guy Anders?
I'd be looking at those odds like, oh man, Neil could be value here.
Yeah. The only other fight I have is Jim Miller. Jim Miller wins by round 1, rear naked choke.
Well, did you watch this fight?
I saw the finish.
Dude, Jim Miller looks awesome. That's the best I've seen Jim Miller look.
He's had Lyme disease for 6 years.
Dude, seriously, what he did to that guy? Who was it? One of the white boys, was it?
Alex White.
Oh, man. Jim Miller is back. Normally with, these old guys and stuff, I'm like, oh, man, look to fade him in his next fight because, man, these old guys just don't do it. Man, Jim Miller, I'm like, man, who are you going to put in there with him? He's going to hurt somebody. Man,
it's good to see. Everybody likes Jim Miller.
Oh, dude, I'm so pumped for Jim Miller after that fight. It was...
But yeah, I would be... Don't give anyone hard. Just keep giving Jim Miller winnable
Yeah,
fights.
give him some guy who's supposedly a prospect and everyone's hyping up for some reason, and put him in there with old Jim Miller and watch Jim just like rip him apart in a minute.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, isn't this supposed to be some old disease guy? Better than you.
Mm-hmm.
But man, there's more stuff on there. So
Tell me about it.
man, Darren Stewart, he was getting beaten.
Oh,
by
yeah, Kid
Bird.
Dynamite.
Man, Kid Dynamite looked awesome. He looked small for middleweight,
Mm.
but he looks like his skills were on point. He was, doing good on the feet. Probably not going to the takedowns enough.
Mm.
And man, the dentist is a scary guy. Just sort of touched him once, and he's just like, uh-oh, man, here comes the end.
They're middleweight, aren't
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're middleweight.
they? Man, maybe give that guy to Neil. Nice and easy.
Ooh, man, he looked like he's got a thick neck. He's a strong British guy. It's funny because he's got the British accent, but he's like a big, scary black man.
Okay.
Mumbles a bit.
Yeah.
Not that he mumbles. I mean,
No,
mumbles from Rock and Roll.
I got it.
Yeah.
Idris Elba.
String a bell.
But yeah, other than that, man, I liked it. It was good.
Man, fight of the night obviously was Irene Aldano's Lucia Pudilova.
Didn't see it. So
Yeah.
my fight of the night is going to be probably Aljo Stamen.
Man, I like it.
That's probably the most competitive matchup. That was entertaining as well.
Man, I think it was probably the most competitive of the entertaining ones.
Man, and then I'll give my bonus. So you got to give Andrade a bonus for that horrificness that she did. Probably going to give it to T-Wood too.
I don't know that Woodley needs it.
And doesn't matter. It's about
I'd
who
say-
doesn't, we're not actually giving them money, so it's just about who deserves it. Like I said,
it's-
I know those
It's
knee
tough
bars.
to call.
The knee bars were impressive, but I've given Aljo fight of the night, so he gets some money. Zabit, I'm a bit like, man, does it lose a bit of shine because I saw it 30 minutes ago?
Yeah. Well, what about Darren Stewart? He was,
I didn't see it.
He was losing the first 7 minutes of the fight and then wins.
Yeah.
Like,
But
that's competitive, right?
I can't give a bonus to somebody I didn't see, kid. You don't have to agree with me. You can make your own. But
Yeah, I'm just going to give out 9 performance bonuses.
hey, bro, you get a bonus. And you get a bonus.
Everybody who didn't go to decision gets a bonus.
Sure.
And then one of the decisions does get a bonus. So yeah, man, it was great. Was really happy for it. Hats off to T-Wood, the chosen one.
He's the man.
Man, what's next for Till? I kind of don't care as much anymore.
Mm.
Like the game's over. The Darren Till game's over as far as I'm concerned.
Nah. Don't go. Don't.
To me, it's the same as Mike Perry. To me, the Mike Perry game's over.
Oh, all right. Let's everybody take about 85 steps backwards before we go comparing Mike Perry to Darren Till.
Man, just the game. Just the game of it.
Man,
It's kind of like, it's like a Mexican wave, right?
Darren Till.
Like everyone's going, whoa!
Darren Till has championship level quality. Even again, like in this fight where he got trucked, man, like little things that were positives, where it's like Woodley couldn't take him down. He was able to switch him around against the fence.
Yeah,
He looked calm. Wasn't like he was overwhelmed by what was happening.
Yeah, didn't panic.
Yeah, so there's a lot of good to take from that for Darren Till, and he's only going to get better. And he doesn't sound like he's lost any motivation from this. So while
I mean, so now, obviously there's still going to be
there is this,
a respectable fan base who
Oh,
Darren
yeah.
Till is their
there'll be
guy.
plenty of people now saying Darren Till was overrated piece of shit now as well.
But what I'm saying is, like, the game was like, if you liken it to a Mexican wave where, you don't really want to just stand up in the air and go, woo, but everyone's doing it, so yeah, you're doing it. And it's like, there's a movement, that's what happens.
What you're talking about
But the
is-
wave's broken now, and it's like...
What you're talking about is the Connor game. Connor started this game, or at the very least, he was the first person to actually show that you could win at the game, which was, I'm just going to walk in here and claim that I'm the greatest thing ever, and I'm just going to smash everyone and win everything. And ever since that happened, like, the audience is into it. Like, who's the next? We want to see the next. And Francis Ngannou?
Yeah, true.
Man, he's gonna be it.
Is this the wave?
He's killing everybody. He can't. He doesn't know how to get up.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, that's a problem. You've got to know how to get up.
I mean, I think the Ngannou game's well and truly over.
Sure, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
that didn't happen to Till, not like that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, but you're kind of grouping him in that club. Like, these guys get picked, and it's like, Ronda was Rose before way back when she fought Carla on the Ultimate Fighter for the title. Everyone was like, Rose is the next thing, and they're all hyping her up through the moon. Beat by Carla Esparza. And now she's come back, and she's a good example to liken to Till. Because it wasn't like, oh, she can't beat these people.
She's like, she's just too green.
Yeah, she's green, she's young, and she came up against someone who knows what they're doing. And again, Darren Till came up against someone who really fucking knows what he's doing. So,
well, I think it's a good loss for Till in the sense that it's going to be a real, he'll have to check himself now, and you just be like, oh my god, like here I am talking myself up like I'm the greatest thing, and I've got this far to go still. And instead of focusing on other things, that should be his priority.
Well, to be fair, he's pretty focused on just fighting. But
yeah, that's like. But I can only assume from here, whatever he was lacking mentally, where even if it's just experience in the ring.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I wonder is it just going to come down to maybe he'll think about some training things that he needs to change. Like I said, maybe the weight. If he just thinks like, all right, if I go to middleweight, I just don't have to think about this shit as much. I just can focus on being ready.
I just think he's going to be a monster at middleweight.
Look, you would think he's still going to be a big guy, but
it just seems like you won't be able to hurt him.
Yeah, you look at the Whittaker comparison.
Then all of a sudden he doesn't need to fight this sort of like defensive tactical chess match because he can take a few because he's a beast. He's a giant. He's be a big 180 fighter.
But even that, right, like when he's wearing those shots when Woodley has him down, like I think about, the people were proposing the idea of him versus Whittaker. And I'm like, man, what happens in that moment if Woodley drops Whittaker? I'm like, man, he finds a way back to his feet pretty damn quick. Yeah. Like, he will get the fuck up. And it's like, yeah, but he's a two-time dude. It's like, yeah, Robert Whittaker don't care. Robert Whittaker ain't Darren Till, man. He's going to get up. Yeah. He knows how to get up.
Yeah, like, Jacare, he's got him. Oh, look, Rob just held on to his arm and rolled through. He's back to his feet.
Like, I did think, to be fair, Till's instincts were all sharp. Like, he gets fucking smacked by that right hand.
It's not like he got exposed as being some...
Yeah, it wasn't like, he's chinny. Like, he was getting annihilated with elbow. You're like, this is it. Most other people are sleeping at this point, and this guy's like looking at the ref like, yeah, she's all right, mate.
Yeah. Like, don't you take this from me.
But it's also like he doesn't know how to get up, and evidently he can't see that darts coming. This is the problem. Like, you've still got these big areas that you need to improve.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not saying he has to become like a wizard. He just has to
be able to.
Whittaker, Whittaker can just get up.
Yeah.
He can just stop someone like Jacare from grabbing him, like jumping on his back, where he's like, nope, I know all the moves, no. It's like, could you armbar? It's like, I don't need to armbar him, I just need to keep him away from me.
I'm not, this isn't a jiu-jitsu match. He's going to win if it's a you.
Yeah.
I just need to keep him off me.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Till can progress.
Man, of course he can.
Well,
absolutely, of course he can.
It'll be interesting to see if he does progress, and then to a level where he's...
This will light just a bigger fire in him. He'll just go, you know what, and then he'll start subbing people. In 2 years' time, you'll have Darren Till subbing people.
Maybe. But you got to remember, like, it's hard to pick, right? Like, I remember when Witt got beat by Wonderboy and went up. Like, we weren't like, oh, yeah. Slit the fire. That's gonna that's the champ right there. Like, and then it was just like, oh shit.
You were like, I hope this guy does really well.
I like this guy. Yeah, and then it's like he's fighting Derek Brunson, and you're like, come on, man. It's like in Australia, it's he fucking clipped him, sweet. And then just like it's come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So Till will be interesting. There's still going to be eyes on him. He's a big star in the UK. They'll still want to go back to England with him. You'll still put butts in seats there. Be real interesting because, like I said, there's paths you can go down. Some guys fall away. He's saying all the right things.
Yeah, I want to see him fight again, and I think he's got some awesome fights left in him, and I think this fight is like going to be a defining moment for him, where he's like, okay, I kind of got to the end of my book, but now I've turned a page. I'm just like, yeah, now I'm interested in the Till story. Now what have you got for me? Because I've seen all that other shit before. It's now that I care about. But anyway, we'll take a break.
I was going to say, before we do that, and you see Woodley's face?
No.
After he wins.
Is it clean?
It's just dead.
Oh.
It's like, man, he gets up after he wins.
Yeah.
And it's just like, fucking...
I knew. Oh, look what you made me do.
Well, what I love as well, though, because it's like, you could be, at that moment, you could be like, oh, Tyron Woodley cares about nothing and is like soulless. And then Dean Thomas is like, here's your black belt. And he jumps up in the air with excitement and like starts crying. He's so happy. And you're like, does that make the dead reaction from killing Darren Till like more off-putting slightly?
Yeah, I think it does.
Like I don't even know, but where he's just getting up and he's like, I have no animosity towards this.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
just what you get, kid. Dana White's sitting there looking just so angry. Tyron just looking at him like...
Dana's looking at him like, you couldn't win with a punch, man. You couldn't knock him out.
I did win with a punch. Do you want to wind the clock back about 3 minutes?
Like,
how do you think we got here?
The casual observer does not know what it does, joke.
Well, to be fair to that crowd again, and that's where, like, I don't know, this Tyron was... People were even saying, like, people were cheering Till on the walkout. Like, okay, he walks out to Sweet Caroline, which is, like, American crowds love singing that stupid song. And then... But, like, in the fight, they're chanting USA. Not only that, I liked it when... after he sort of stopped pounding him with elbows after the initial knockdown, Woodley passes to half guard. And there's a huge pop. Because they all know, like, oh, yep, he's going to mount him so he can kill him more. Sweet. And you're just like, yeah, man, they all know what they're looking at.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, man, he's advancing position.
Well, certainly the MMA community is getting more savvy.
It's getting a bit better. Like I said, just with little things like that a guy passing to half and then looking to pass to mount these are all positive steps forward that can give you a big advantage and shit. So it's worth cheering for if a guy is doing this.
And the ref starts stepping in because it's happening too slow, and you're like, don't you fucking do it, ref. Don't you fucking do it.
A couple of those round one clinches pretty quick, but
as you say,
Tyron Woodley didn't mind.
It's like, man, how you can't stand him up from fucking side control?
No.
But I think early in the card there was a fight where someone had side control, but not much was happening, and man, the ref's like, do I stand him up?
No, you don't, mate.
So, dude, you can think about it like this, right? Let's say if something happens here, someone gets poked in the eye or something in this position, and we have to stop the fight momentarily to put a mouthpiece in or something. We restart them back in this dominant position, and the fight, like, this isn't... You cannot separate from that.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to think of it's like if in soccer, it's like if a team just keeps getting corners. So they have like 12 corners in a row. Referee is like, it's getting a bit boring, guys. I'm just going to give a goal kick to these guys, get this game started again. The team attacking is like, wait, hang on. I had an advantageous position a second ago.
You've got to restart at the corner.
You've got to do something with the corner. Like, I was.
Scoring goal. He's got 12 goals.
Yeah, he didn't score fast enough. But yeah, take a little break, come back.
Sounds good. And we are back to blow through this card, get our picks in. As I was saying just before, this is the last leg for some of my tipping leagues, and I'm winning, so I need your brains here to help me not fuck this up, please.
Put me on the spotlight here, kid. I'm not going to be able to give you a lot of answers for some of these people, but I'll have some.
Man, I've done some research, so we can have a talk.
We'll start at the top?
We'll start at the top for this one. We're going to Russia.
Man, we are going to Russia. UFC, communism.
Are they still communists? I don't know.
I believe they are.
Are we gonna pause this to Google?
You can talk about Mark Hunt versus Alexei Oleinik, and I can just quickly Google.
Man, I'm into this fight because I'm Australian and I love Mark Hunt. And if you don't know who Mark Hunt is, then there's plenty of things you can go watch right now that certainly put a smile on your face, because he's got some fucking cracking fights out there. He's fighting Alexei Oleinik.
Yes.
It's hard to pronounce. There's so many guys in this card who have names like this.
Alexei Oleinik I can do.
Yeah, it gets harder from here. Now, he is a submission specialist. This guy has so many subs on his record.
Well, not just so many subs, right, but a particular sub.
He's got 11 Ezekiel chokes now.
Ezekiel chokes, which if you're wondering, if you're not a big watcher of MMA, the Ezekiel choke is about the most impossible fucking choke to pull off in MMA. It's a gi choke in jiu-jitsu. It's much, much easier when you're able to use your lapel, choke the motherfucker with that. But he does it with his hand. Use the blade of the hand is the other way to do it. So it's very hard to pull off in MMA. And he just gets people with it on the regular.
So, man, it's an interesting matchup. I mean, both these guys are, like, old and, like, fairly battered.
Welcome to heavyweight.
Man, Alexei bleeds easy. So...
Well, the thing is, the good thing about this fight for Mark, I think, is a lot of people saying, Hunt could hurt him on the feet, but on the ground, Alexei might trap him up. But Mark's not the type to follow you down.
Yeah, well, so the way I see it in my head, like, Alexei's the kind of guy who, if he's sort of losing an exchange or something, he'll, like, try and clinch up with you and then just pull you into his guard. Because he's like, yeah, I'm fine here. Or, if they get clipped and come in and look for a takedown or something, he might just accept it willingly. Whereas that second scenario that's not going to happen in a Mark Hunt fight. He's not going to try and clinch up with you and then take you down on the mat. Like, that's just... It's silly to think that, especially with a guy like Alexei. So I think in terms of the style matchup, it's good for Hunt. It's a bit scary that he's got 6 subs on his record though.
Oh yeah, look, if he gets Mark Hunt to the ground, it's a big problem for Mark Hunt. But he's shown good submission defense over the years. He's improved. I'm obviously tipping him because I love him. Yeah, I also think it favours him as a matchup. I don't think he's lost the fire.
No,
I don't think he wants to be in the UFC, but he doesn't mean he doesn't want to hurt somebody.
Like, if he doesn't knock him out in the first round, I think all he has to do is stall to, the second, maybe the third round. And Alexei's going to have nothing left. I think Mark will just be able to keep it on the feet and eventually land that left hand. And that's it. Like, Mark
All the right. Both do it.
Mark Hunt can knock this guy out, make no mistake.
Oh, yeah.
Alexei, he's not known for having an iron chin.
No. But he's also, to be fair to Alexei, he's 3-1 in his last 4, with the loss being to Razor Blades.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. That being said, Mark Hunt's, he lost to Blades, but then before that he beats Derek. So Derek's better than anyone Alexei's ever fought. So
loses to Overeem before that.
Yes, and again, we're talking about a significantly higher level of opposition than Alexei's facing.
That's right. So
it should be good.
I'm tipping Hunt by round 1 knockout.
Likewise.
And it's just like, I feel like that's what's going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, I might be sad.
Hopefully it happens in round 2. On the quick, Russia's government system had a big long name that I can't remember. The Prime Minister currently of Russia, not the President, obviously, Putin, but the Prime Minister is the leader of the Communist Party. So I'm going to say communism is definitely still a thing in Russia.
Socialist democracy.
It was like a federal something state of something. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
That's not convoluted at all.
No, it sounds like something Putin made up yesterday.
Moving on to the next fight.
Indeed.
Man, this is
the return of Al Capone.
This is, I think, one of the hardest fights. There's heaps of underdogs on this, big odds.
Who's the underdog on this fight between Krylov and Blachowicz?
I think Krylov is, but it's close. You should see some of the lines on some of these fights. If you can pick some underdogs this week, oh yeah, you're getting paid. But that's a different story.
I'm going with Al Capone.
Man, so when I first saw this fight, I went with Jan Blachowicz. He's fought the better guys. He hasn't looked bad doing it. And I went and watched Nikita's recent tape, and you're just like, oh man, this he's going to be a handful. He's going to come in there and he's going to look for war.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get a war here. I think.
Man, I think someone's getting slept.
I think Blachowicz will answer in kind, and I can't see this going to decision.
No, I agree. Like when you say it's going to be a war, I don't disagree. I just think it's going to be a short war. I think it's going to be like 2-3 minutes. Al Capone's going to come out looking for him.
And he's going to come looking for him, all right.
He's either going to find it or he's not.
He's going to get counted.
Man, I think he's going to win it.
All right, man. I'm glad because I did change my tip there.
Also, you're going with Al Capone.
You know, I'm still on the fence. I'm like, this is what I mean. This fight is one of the ones where you're just like, I don't know what to do.
In the wake of 228, Tyron Woodley will tell you to go with what you know. Sounds like you know Jan Blachowicz. So.
Yeah, but we've had that.
Yeah.
Like that's happened now. So it's like just because it happened before doesn't mean it has to happen again.
True.
This might be the time where.
Yeah.
You know, how often do you got to fade the vets? Like, oh no, he's too old. This kid's too young. He's got too much for him.
I don't even know if Al Capone's necessarily that young, right? He's just not bad. He shouldn't have been cut in the first place. So.
Oh yeah, he's light on his feet. His kicks are really good, man. Like that head kick he throws for a guy his size, you're like, holy shit! Like that would decapitate me. Like my head, like you know, the chopper blade. That's my head.
Yeah, I hear. You have to go through what's next because I stopped caring about fights after those two. I just started picking out the odd one here and there.
So Andrei Arlovsky's fighting Shamil Abdurakhimov. Who's what is he the world champion of?
Nothing. Not UFC.
Something.
Sambo maybe?
No, it's not Sambo.
I don't know then. I will go with Andre.
Yeah, this is another one where you're just like, man, can somebody accurately compare Shamil's fighting style to Andre's for me? Because I feel like I have to watch a lot of tape just sort of get an idea. But, man, this is tough.
I'm going to go with Andre.
I mean, Andre just went to decision with Tuivasa. I don't know how many guys I haven't really heard of would be able to do that. So, all right, I'll go Andre as well.
Man, again, don't quote me on it. I don't know enough. The only thing I know about the other guy is he lost to Derek Lewis once. That's it.
Yeah, it's maybe enough. And Thiago Alves is fighting Alexei Kunchenko.
I don't know who Alexei Kunchenko is, but I know that
18-0.
Everybody is picking him to kill Thiago Alves. So.
Yeah, like on the other side, Thiago Alves looks done. So this is one of the huge underdogs. Thiago Alves, huge underdog here. I'm going to go with the huge favourite.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough. And my memory of the last few Thiago Alves fights is that they have not been amazing. So.
And CB Dollaway's fighting Khalid Matagliev.
Don't know who that guy is.
But this fight has been changed like 3 times or something.
I can't remember what CB's last fight was.
It was Hector Lombard.
Really?
Yeah. Where he lost by...
But he won.
But he won. Because of when he lost.
How he lost.
No, he didn't win.
And how. Yeah, okay. I don't know.
It's like, this is what I mean. Like, how do I keep my tips going strong on a card like this?
Pick the favourite.
Man, I can't pick CB in a fight.
Just pick the favourite. Whoever the favourite is.
Man, Khalid, you the man. Peter Yan is fighting Jinsu Son.
I know nothing about Jinsu Son. Peter Yan, everybody says he's good.
Man, he had a good win recently.
He did, but it was against someone who absolutely sucks.
And Jinsu Son is Korean zombie protege.
Oh, is he Korean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that sounds Korean.
And like he's the kind of guy who like if you hit him, he'll laugh at you. Like, come on, bitch. Like he's a wild man. So
I don't know if he'll laugh at Peter Yan.
I think we'll get a finish here. I think Jan's probably going to sleep him.
Okay.
But
I believe you.
It's like, look at all these giant underdogs. So next up, we've got Cajun Johnson and Rustam Karpov.
My boy Cajun's in trouble.
Man, big underdog.
I'm not surprised. He will have to come up with something very, very impressive to beat Rustam Karpov.
So, I mean, this is just turning into be like a Russian showcase, really, because these guys, these big favourites, like you might not have heard of them, but they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've earned their stripes.
Rustam Carvalho's been around for a little bit now too. He's had some big fights. He lost to Ben Henderson back in the day. He's a good fighter though. He has one of my favourite KOs ever. He fucking triple suplexes Vince Pichel into unconsciousness. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, so if he gets his arms around Cajun, like, Cajun's fucked.
Cajun probably doesn't want that.
So, and
It's a hard out for Cajun Johnson. It's a very hard out. It's maybe as hard an out as it is for Desmond Green.
yeah, against Manback Tysonov. And it's like, so the thing with, like, Des is, like, he recently had the car crash.
Yeah, he's got
where
some
he
legal
killed
problems.
a person and there was drugs in the car.
Let's say somebody died and he was involved in this accident. That's about as much as I know.
There was a car, there was Des Green,
There was
a dead person and drugs.
He has some outstanding driving issues, and there might have been some drugs.
Maybe it's like he's black and there was a car next to him had drugs.
Could be. I'm not saying I don't know the full. Like I said, I know somebody died. There was a car accident.
Man, anyway, he has to fight Manback now, and if
he had to fight Manback during this all happening. This all happened within the last month. So it's stunning that he's even that let him leave the country to go to Russia.
So I don't know. It can't be much if they've let that happen.
I don't know.
Man, if he was
again,
coked up and just ran someone
sure,
over.
But it still doesn't mean that he might not be in trouble.
Yeah, true.
We'll find out if Des Green just
Well, no, he's in trouble.
Well, he's in trouble because he's fighting Manback Tyson.
Yeah. Maybe this is his punishment.
Man, what if he just never?
This is his sentencing.
Well, again, it was signed before. What if he just never comes back?
Just stays in Russia.
Weighs in and shit, faces down Manback Tyson while just looking at him like, I've got a surprise for you. It's called, I'm going to Bulgaria. Train leaves in 20 minutes, bitch. But I get my show money if I show up to weigh-ins. So, yeah, look, I think he's probably in some trouble. Manback Tysonov has that highlight reel we've watched.
Where it's just every time he connects,
his
they
last
sleep.
5 fights, and they're all just savage stoppages.
Yeah.
I feel like you could literally call that highlight reel the Manback murders. Because nobody is okay at the end of these stoppages.
He looks like
he's a weapon
with bricks.
Yeah, again, this is lightweight is such a good division because there's just this guy's out there in the ether. So who the fuck's going to beat him? Somebody, probably.
And Des Green's beating some pretty solid guys.
He's not a weak man, but this is a hard out for him. And again, with all the shit that's going on in his life, you got to think it's going to be hard to shut that out. Yeah. Fly halfway around the world, show up against a goddamn killer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Manback to get another highlight on his reel.
Man, he looks unstoppable right now. He needs to fight like a James Vick type character so we can see where he's at. Because top of my head, I think he kills James Vick.
Oh yeah.
And I'm I could be wrong. We need to see it. He hasn't fought that level of guy, but Manback Tysonov's got top 10, maybe top 5 written all over him. So.
Could be the fight to watch.
I'll be interested.
And before that, we got Magomed Ankalaev fighting Machin Prachnio.
Don't care.
Yeah, this is the second. Man, they did this with what's his name, Hakeem Dawodu.
Yep.
Where he had his first fight against.
He was hyped up and he did shit, and then he had his second fight and he won.
Yeah, and this is so in Ankalaev's first fight, this is where he fought, was it Paul Craig, I think is his name?
Yeah, he got triangled
in the last one second of the fight.
That beat the shit out of him.
After he won 14 and a half minutes of the fight. Then, so this, they're giving him someone lesser, so he's going to smash that surely. It's going to just be ground and pound, probably stop.
Unless he's dumb and walks into a punch.
Just gives him his arm, just gives him his neck. But you can't sub me. The fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, I don't care. I have no interest in this fight.
I have to go with Ankalaev there.
Okay.
Then before that, we've got Jordan Johnson versus Adam Yandeev, who's 9-0.
Man, I don't have any real interest in this, but I did read about Yandeev's record a little bit just when I was going off my tip because I think Jordan Johnson's not that good.
I don't think Jordan Johnson is that good either.
He looks good. I think he trains with Aaliyah. Undefeated. A lot of early submissions. Seems like he's got a skill set. He's a big, powerful looking motherfucker.
Yeah, and I don't think Johnson's the kind of guy who's going to handle an aggressive fighter well.
Again, I honestly don't know. And if we're being super honest, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah,
I'll watch a gif of the finish if there is one.
Man, I'm interested in this fight for one reason more than that, which is that Johnson's the favourite here. He's like 2-1 favourite. So
I'm going with the other guy.
Yeah, I'm going with the other guy, and I'm going inside the distance.
We were at Jordan Johnson versus other random guy.
Yeah.
Yadliev?
I'm very tempted to have a bet on Yandiev inside the distance.
Yeah, I'd even look at him for round 1 sub, round 2 sub. I think that's the better bet. All his wins are sub. If you look at his record, his last 4 all quick subs. So he's looking to get you down and strangle you.
Yeah, I think he might just knock him the fuck out, but
again, I'm
the
just
dude looks enormous.
Yeah, but I'm going off the record. The record says he makes you tap.
Well, Johnson's like a D1 wrestler or some shit.
Yeah. At that weight, it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Well, he certainly hasn't looked like it in any of his fights.
Yeah. But again, you could be right. I don't know. I don't know anything about these two guys. So I'm going with the scary looking guy.
Yeah.
And I'm going with what history says.
Okay, so before that we got Ramazan Ameev fighting Stefan Sekulic.
Don't care.
Man, this is a late replacement too, I think. I care about this for one reason. I'm tipping the underdog here.
Good for you.
Just because it's such a big underdog that if he does win, I get my stupid Tapology badge. And
it doesn't really count if you're just picking random big underdogs. I got that right from picking a correct underdog.
Man, I think this could be...
Do you know what one, to be fair, you would have got if you had jumped on the Tapology bandwagon early? It would have been interesting to see what you would commit to. Because that's the thing. I remember
watching Rousey lose?
Yeah. To Holly Holm. Because I'm fairly certain you were on that. You were like, no, I think she's going to get trucked.
Yeah, and I think he could do it. He's so much of an unknown. Because he's been fighting on the Serbian scene or something, and he's just murking everyone. But it's like, how good are these guys?
Yeah.
What's the talent pool?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, maybe he's awesome, but Ameev is a real big ask for a first fight.
Yeah.
So it's silly for me to even tip him. So I'm certainly not recommending betting him.
Yeah.
And then before that is probably one of the fights that I do care about most on the card, which is
boy. Terrion Ware.
He's back. Man, I feel like he's going to get cut after this fight, and I feel bad because I like Terrion Ware.
Man,
I think he's good. I think he's better than Dukamwa. I think he's better than Luke Sanders.
Definitely better than Luke Sanders.
Man, I think he could beat Cody Stamen with a few improvements.
Man, I think Terrion Ware is better than Merab Davishvili.
Really?
I think he's going to beat him. That's my moderate underdog pick for the card. You pick Davishvili, man, if you want. But
I'm definitely picking Davishvili.
Terrion Ware is much better than people think he is, and his back is fucking pinned to the wall. That kid is going to come out and give it everything, and I think he's going to have enough.
Yeah, so
he's in the middle of nowhere, fucking freezing cold of Moscow on the curtain jerker to a card nobody gives a shit about.
Man, the one thing he doesn't have is power.
Man, he's got fight.
I like watching him fight because you can see him make adjustments in fights. You can see him making plenty of smart moves. He's good with his hands.
I think he's going to win.
But I just don't think his wrestling's there, man. I think Merab's just going to take him down at will, and I think he's going to hold him down all the 15 minutes.
Go Terrion. That's what I say. You could be right.
Man, I'd like to see Terrion win. Like, don't get me wrong. I think because
you notice, like you look at last week, right? And you're like, all right, let's talk about like Tyron Woodley, and I can go like through the catalogue. Where it's like, oh, I can talk about Koscheck. We can talk about the Nate Marquardt loss back in Strikeforce. I remember that fight. It was a crazy fight. We can talk about his run through the UFC and just crushing contender after contender. He's lost to Rory in the middle of the It's What are your thoughts on like Ware versus Davishvili? I'm like, I've seen that guy fight once. Go him. It's a little bit less. Like I said, the only fight that I feel like I can be reasonably confident on are the Karbalov fight and the Tysonov fight. I think those boys are going to win.
I've seen Terry and Ware's last 3 fights.
I think I might have as well, and I know he's been unlucky.
Yeah, I think he won 2 of those fights.
But I think, and again, it's like they're not giving him anything easy here. I know Merab Davishvili is not a chump.
Not at all, man.
This might be the hardest guy Terrian's fought so far.
I mean, if you had to get me to guess their ages, I would say like Merab's like 36 and Terrian was like 28. But yes, no, Merab's like 25,
24.
27? 20, he's late 20s.
And Terrian's about 29.
He's at 32.
32. Sure.
It's like it's the other way around. Like Merab's got the
youth.
Yeah. And he's got like, if you watch the Ware fight when he fought Stamen, and it's like his wrestling defense wasn't good enough for him to win that fight.
Stamen's a very decent wrestler though.
But it's like I feel like Merab's going to be able to exploit the same.
Maybe, but again, he's not as good as Cody Stamen is at wrestling. So Stamen's the best guy Terrian's fought.
I mean, you're probably right.
Man.
Maybe Terrian is worth a shot here.
Yeah, man. Again, you go, you man. I'm telling you, that's.
Man, if I was picking on hard, I'd pick Terrian Ware because I think this kid's been hard done by. I like watching him fight.
I'm with you, but you got to win your tournament.
And if he had a bit more pop in his hands, he'd be finishing fights. He wouldn't need the judges to rob him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So yeah. Anyway,
that's it for this week as far as I know. Canelo Triple G.
Canelo Triple G, yeah.
Quick pick.
Triple G.
Although he's got to start showing his age sooner or later. Canelo is like 10 years younger.
I mean, it should be good.
Yeah, it should be good.
When's that happen?
Saturday. Maybe Sunday our time.
Alright, that's it for this week. So be sure to like and subscribe if you want to hear more. Until then, see ya.